the warm-up, we're going to start by circulating our shoulders. We want to exaggerate the movement as much as possible to really warm up the joints, the ligaments, the capsules around the joints, and the musculature to bring blood flow to the area so that we really do our best to make the tissues relax as possible. So now 5 exaggerated circular motions forward with the shoulders. You can do this sitting if standing is uncomfortable. And now shrug and depress the shoulders, bringing them up to your ears as much as you can and pulling them down as much as you can. And now we're going to alternate one side and switch. This is good to develop the coordination from our head to the muscles. And now squeezing them forward and back. So I'm going to show you exactly how much I want you to squeeze in the back here. So you're going to curve forward and then squeeze your shoulders back as if you're trying to squeeze a sheet of paper between them. That's how much I want you to pull them together. And try to think of pulling them down to the middle part of your back. I don't want your shoulders being pulled towards your ears. I want them to be pulled across and down. So I'm going to get you to take a seat. And we're going to start by testing how much range you can achieve with a broom. Pause if you need to get a broom. So you see how I'm just gently crawling up the broom a little bit at a time. So the reason why I pull it closer towards me is because I'm able to get a higher range with my hand without lifting my actual shoulder. So when you get to a point, I don't want you to have your shoulder risen, by the way. I want you to keep it down. When you get to this point, you're going to use your body to lean forward, and this is going to get that flexion part in the arm, this flexion range of motion. So as you lean forward, you're completely relaxing your shoulder, and you're just using that body of yours to create that range of motion. It's important that you use your legs to push your body up so that you aren't stressing out your back unnecessarily. We're going to do 3 more repetitions here. Do your best. And of course, if I'm leaning too forward for what you can do at this point in time based on the range of motion you have, just lean until you get a comfortable stretch. I don't want you to be hurting yourself just to try to mimic me with the range of motion. Keep in mind, I do not have any shoulder problems at this time. And if you do, well, then you have to treat your body with respect so that you don't injure yourself further. So you're going to slowly slide down the broom with your arm. And we're going to move on to a different range of motion. So I want your wrist right in line with your shoulder, like this. Just changing the angle to show you here. You don't have to move like I was. And you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to bring the broom closer towards you to move your wrist up so it doesn't stress your shoulder too much. And you're just going to keep gliding it back and forth until you get to a range that you feel is your max, when you start to feel a slight little tug or pressure in your shoulder. So at this point, you're going to lean towards your arm. We're creating the passive range of motion called shoulder abduction. So again, we're using your body. Use your leg to push you back. Try not to use your body too much to protect your back. And again, only lean to the range of motion that you can comfortably. You want to push yourself a little bit, but if it's sharp pain or excruciating pain, obviously we don't want to go there. We want to encourage our body to do better. We don't want to scare our body into not wanting to do these ranges. Again, slowly slide back down. So now we're going to do a motion called shoulder cross extension. So you're going to turn your body away just like I did, keeping the broom where it is. And this time we're just going to move our shoulder back and forth by bending our elbow. And every time we do it, we're going to try to twist a little bit more. I'll move my hair out of the way so you can get a little bit better view. Don't have your shoulder towards your ear. Make sure it's pressing down. So bring your elbow away, turn a little bit more. Or pull your elbow towards and then away, turn away a little bit more. And keep repeating that process. As you can see, I have a tennis ball underneath my stick. I do not have a broom, but essentially you would put the brush part of the broom down on the floor, by the way, to avoid slipping. Now we're going to cross in front of us to create shoulder cross flexion. Now this is where we're going to use our other hand to assist. And we're going to create that same kind of elbow bending and straightening. If you want, you can lean forward slightly to get even more of a stretch. So you can either continue to lean forward like this and recover and twist your body away like that, or level one is you can just keep bending and straightening the elbow using your good arm, which in this case is my left arm, to straighten and bend the elbow to work on that shoulder cross flexion range of motion. So in this video, we're working on all ranges of motion on the shoulder. Here we're going to be doing this motion here. This is called shoulder external rotation. So you want to hold a towel or a sweater right between your body and your elbow so that you don't cheat during this. So try to bring your knees up to a point where you can just glide the broom along your knees. So you're using your good arm to push your bad arm, so to speak, so that you create a rotation where your arm goes outwards. You want to keep your elbow at a 90-degree motion and rotate it outwards like so. Again, if I'm going too fast for any motion here, just pause the video, try to get a handle on it, and then continue. So let the towel drop, and we're going to now move on to internal rotation of the shoulder joint. So we're going to use our good arm, that is the arm that's over our head, and we're grabbing at the bottom of the broom with the bad hand. So we're going to slowly crawl down the broom with our good hand, so that is now behind our head, and we're pulling up with the good hand so that we're completely relaxing our bad shoulder. Remember, we want to keep that shoulder that's affected as relaxed as possible. And we are using the broom so that we're creating a range of motion to keep that range of motion as best as possible in the shoulder without stressing the shoulder too much. So really use that good arm above your head and use that to pull up the broom so that your arm is dragged up nicely, gently, and preferably as pain-free range of motion as possible. A slight stretch and slight discomfort is okay, but any sharp sort of pain, numbness, tingling, burning, major agonizing pain, we do not want that. Again, you do not want to scare your body into not wanting to do these ranges of motion. You want to encourage these ranges of motions. Now slowly release. Now we're going to work on shoulder external rotation at 90 degrees. So you want to sit right next to a countertop or table where your arm is in line, so your shoulder is in line with your elbow. And again, you're going to be using the broom, gliding up and down. So gliding back, it's pushing your arm back. And coming back forward again. With that arm, I'm working the range of motion. It's completely relaxed. That's why I'm supporting it on the table. And I'm just using my good arm to pull and push the broom along the table here. Now slowly let that go back to the floor. We're going to work on 90 degrees internal rotation. So we should be able to get our forearm right along the table. But if that motion is hard for you, you're going to again use the broom. So use your good arm to move the shoulder upwards and downwards. So you may have to turn a slight bit away from the counter or the table so that you have a better ability to use your good arm to move the broom up and down like I'm showing you here. Remember to keep breathing and only move in the range that you can comfortably. This is a marathon, this is not a race, so take your time. Now, this is called shoulder extension. So you're going to put the broom against the wall and you're going to walk towards the wall as far as you can, again, comfortably. Again, I do not have any shoulder problem right now, so my range of motion is full and easy to achieve. So only walk to the distance that you can while keeping your shoulder down. Try to avoid it coming up. I would rather you have pure movements with less range of motion than faking more range of motion by doing it improperly by having your shoulder blade rise towards your ears. Just because you achieve more range of motion and it's improper doesn't mean you're doing any good. You're actually just reinforcing bad habits and um, inadequate shoulder ranges of motion and patterns. And do one more here. Try to keep right close to the broom. Do not walk on an angle or the broom might end up slipping from the wall. So now you're going to have the broom in front of you and you're going to cross your arm in front of you as well. So in front, grab the broom, palm is facing towards you. Now, same principle, you're going to walk towards the wall, sidestepping as much as you can and sidestepping away. So my arm is staying completely relaxed and I'm using my body via the broom to create this range of motion. Do what you can. Even if you can only do a half a step and you're feeling the pull, that is great because that is one more thing you are doing to help with your range of motion, doing nothing at all and just sitting on your butt and expecting it to get better, right? So good for you for attempting this video because guess what? We are almost done. That was the last set. So I want to congratulate you on completing this full video. This is not easy work. It may look easy from what I am doing, but trust me, when you have a shoulder injury, these little techniques can add up and just set you up for success later on down in your rehab and significantly reduce recovery times. So if you have any comments for me, please leave that in the comment section below. And if you have any requests or videos for me to release in the future, also leave that in the comments below. And if this video, you've been doing it for a while, you know, Nichelle, I've been doing this for 6 weeks, I have it down pat, I need something harder. Also, let me know. Leave that in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe because once you subscribe, you're going to be notified of all the videos that I release in the future. Thanks for your support and have a great day.